Good morning, everyone. Let's look at your markets for today. We do have a good day in terms of economic data coming out. We've got the unemployment rate for the pound coming out in just a bit. So we should see some volume on the pound for that. We've got the German economic sentiment on the euro. That's always going to be an influence, especially in the midst of Germany with increases in COVID. Confirmed cases, with that drastic increase they're currently experiencing, this could be a key factor on the euro as well. And then we've got the CPI inflation data on the dollar as well. They expect it to be 0.2%. So we'll see if it beats forecast or if it's worse than forecast. We'll see. But either way, that should give us some volume, all three of them. Even though the pound one is very early, the unemployment rate is very important. So, I mean, if it's the same as forecast, it won't move the market. But if there's a difference, if the actual is significantly more or significantly less than the forecast, then we'll definitely see some movement there. Then on the indices, we've got the S&P up 1.6% with the Russell up 0.68%. Then we've got the DAX up 0.6% with the Euro stocks up 0.7% and the FTSE down 0.25%. I mean, this is pretty neutral with the S&P slightly up. Everything else seems to be pretty neutral. So for me, I would focus on technicals yet again. Gold is neutral and silver is neutral as well, slightly down, but that's a good thing. I'll explain why in a second. And then on the Forex, we have them neutral across the board. Only one of them is slightly down more than average, and that's the Aussie versus the dollar. We did see a slight upturn in the dollar yesterday, or in the early morning hours this morning. So not sure if that's going to continue, but I don't think it will. But we'll have to wait and see. So sentiment is pretty neutral in my opinion. So we'll turn to the charts now. I've got gold over here. I scaled in, expected it to hit that level, and it didn't. So I'm scaling in every time it goes lower. I'm adding to the position. We had a nice little push down, so I believe it'll push back to those two levels at least. So all in all, I think this could be good. For me, I just got in, so obviously I'm happy with the current price move, but it needs to get back to that level for me to be truly happy. But we'll see what happens. We'll continue to watch it. So if gold is down, this slightly down move, does that mean dollar is up slightly on the yen, sideways on the Swissy? I mean, ranging on the CAD, but we know this. I explained yesterday that because of the big move, it needs to consolidate first. So it needs to go sideways until it's back inside the channel and at median, then it can decide where to go from there. And then here we have some dollar strength there. Pound, remember Brexit on the pound is basically key. So this one's not moved by the dollar mostly, it's mostly moved by the pound. Euro dollar slightly up as well. Euro pound extremely down, which is good for the pound, as we saw here, good for the pound. So yeah, I mean, it should continue, draw back and continue until something changes, because obviously we have data in a few minutes, in about 15 minutes or less, 13 minutes or so. This could definitely change on the back of employment data, but more likely, it's just going to whipsaw and then settle back where it started. So I don't expect it to create a trend. I'm more than expected to just keep going. At the moment, it is consolidating, so it's looking for direction because it bounced off this key level there. So if that level breaks, it's going to plummet further down, a move like that potentially. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Okay, Euro Swissy, it's also down. This is on the Euro weakness at the moment. Euro Aussie. I mean, it's a nice retrace on the Aussie, but other than that, it's Euro stronger, but overall the Euro is weaker. So this is definitely more a case of Aussie weakness beating Euro weakness. Um, Aussie dollar, that's down as you can see. Aussie Kiwi down as you can see. Aussie yen down as you can see. We had a nice breakout of the channel there, so this big move followed. When this line broke, the move was inevitable. So that's a nice move down. Aussie Swissy, nice move down. And Aussie CAD is a nice move down. Now, my long-term prediction on Euro Yen, well, on all the Euros, is still kind of doing what I expect it to do. You know, it's following this gradient. So I'm obviously happy with that at the moment. But, you know, that could change at any time. So we'll see if it makes it all the way. I want to move the stake profit slightly higher to about there. If you look at that level there, I want to move it to there. But for now, I'm just going to leave it and see what it does now. If it does continue lower, I'll reconsider moving it. But we're still miles away from there, so there's no reason to move it now. It's a wait and watch. But so far, it's still respecting my prediction. So I am pretty happy with it. But I mean, it could just be a false breakout. It is at a key level, you know, resistance and support level that is respected recently. So it could bounce off this level. But I do think it'll retest and break through. So we'll have to wait and watch. But I remember yesterday on most of the signals and stuff, those signal services, I saw that there's everyone saying that Euro Yen should go higher. Now there's a trend line forming from this point with that point. Let's just change that to a solid line and ray it. There's a trend line formed there, more like that. So you can definitely see that it's kind of respecting it together with this resistance to support level. There's a confluence there. Now, if this line breaks, then there's nothing stopping it from reaching this level. So because there's a confluence, it's going to struggle to break this level. So it did bounce off it. But if it does break this confluence, then you know, I don't think it'll meet much resistance. Potentially there, meet resistance there. But it should break this level quickly and move straight to that one. So we'll see if it does. Obviously, be interesting to see if my prediction comes true. I did scale in on it, so you know, more is better. Every time it goes lower, I'll continue to scale in. If this level breaks as well, I'll scale in yet again. So far, happy with the prediction. I hope it comes true, but I'm halfway there. But you know, halfway there is not fully there, so we'll have to wait and watch. Yeah, I mean, so obviously a lot of the calls I made yesterday were wrong. I expected the Aussie to keep going up, and that didn't. But we had breakout, so you could have profited from that. The dollar Swissy one, we had to break out to the upside, and that just completely wrecked me. So I had to take a loss there. When it came back inside the box, I closed it out. Even though it closed outside, it just immediately came back on the next candle. So that was a loss for me as well. But the Euro Yen one is doing what it's supposed to, so I can probably be happy with that. I think that was the only ones I traded. Yeah, this one, it's not much of a move, but it did eventually break to the downside. So you could have made a bit of profit there if you were scalping. Yeah, this one came back as well, but I mean, it did push down to this level, so you could have scalped a bit there. So all in all, so far I'm happy with the prediction. I think it is respecting what I expected it to do or predicted it to do. It is still on that or around that gradient of the downward move. So for now, it's, you know, a reason to remain calm for me. I mean, I can see why it wants to bounce and push up from this level, but I don't think it can hold on the back of fundamentals, especially as I mentioned before, Germany and the COVID crisis they're currently experiencing with an influx of confirmed cases. I think they said it's the most since April that they've experienced. So, I mean, it can't be sustained to the upside if that is happening, together with, what I discussed yesterday and the divergence and everything, the commitment of traders together with the divergence and my watcher indicator all saying down, down, down. I don't think this can sustain a move to the upside. It might push up slightly, but it'll eventually come down again and retest this level if it does push up. So I don't know. I'm happy to leave it and just do a wait and watch, because so far it's still kind of doing what I expected to do. And then the gold expected to come back to this level. So obviously happy to be able to always scale in on this, especially getting in at better prices. Obviously, if it breaks this key level that it's on at the moment, I can't get it to unselect, but this key level, this white line, it was resistance there, support there, resistance there, and now again it's support. So it's a key level. If that holds, it'll push up. If it breaks, get out. So that's kind of where I'm standing at the moment. So you could see it come all the way down and test the bottom downside here. Long-term trend. It could definitely retest the long-term trend again. So definitely keep an eye on it. That level for me is key. It's a very important level in the past as well. If you look there and there, as well as there, and that one, it's a key level. It will probably hold for now. I'm pretty confident it will hold. But if it breaks, then we're definitely going to push down to the bottom of the support trend line on the bigger picture. So keep an eye on that level specifically. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I hope it helps. Good luck and enjoy.